Hi, Steve here. Today I'm going to talk about how to set smart goals. I know for myself, when I started in goals, it really changed my productivity. To give you an example, in the past year, I wrote 6 books while having a full-time job. And today, if you stay till the end, I will share with you how to set smart and smartest goal, which is a bit more powerful. So let's get started. So what you have to understand when you set goals is that your subconscious mind is really, really powerful. And if you can really focus on something, it will help you to achieve your goals. So the problem is, most people don't have very specific goals. They don't know what they want. And if you don't know what you want, your mind cannot help you. However, once you learn to leverage the power of your mind and focus on something very specific, you can start achieving great things in your life. So today I'm going to help you to set SMART goals. So what is SMART goals? So it's an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So first you want your goal to be very specific. If you tell me, I want to make more money, I say, okay, if I give you 10 cents, are you happy? No. Maybe you want 10,000, maybe you want $20,000, maybe you want to double your income. But you have to have a very specific target to aim at so that you can focus your effort, energy, and intent on that goal. Let's say you want to learn to speak Spanish. And you say to me, okay, by the end of the year, I want to speak Spanish. How will I know that you achieve your goal? How can I measure your goal? I don't know. Now, if your goal is, I want to be able to speak to my friend with Spanish about traveling and talk to him about my past experiences traveling around the world. Can you see how more specific that is? And how easier it is for you to really practice to achieve a specific goal that you have. So that's being specific. The next point, you want to be able to measure your goal. It has to be measurable. So again, you want to have a target for your goal. So maybe it's losing a certain amount of weight, making a certain amount of money. So you want to have a specific goal. And sometimes it's easy. For some goals, it's more challenging to find a way to measure it. But it's really important that you take the time to measure and to find a way to measure your goal so that you know when or if you actually achieve your goal. So that's the second step. The third step is it has to be achievable. So you have to be able to achieve it. That's obvious. So for instance, you have to take into account what are your other responsibilities. Do you have kids? Do you have a wife? Do you have a challenging or demanding job? How much free time do you have? How much time can you dedicate to that goal? And based on that, you can set a goal that you know you will be able to achieve. And what you have to bear in mind is that oftentimes we are too optimistic when we set goals. So we think we're going to be able to achieve a goal maybe in a year, but in fact we really need 2 years oftentimes. So you have to also know that when you set your goal. Otherwise, you're going to beat yourself up, and maybe you're going to give up. So that's the third point. The fourth point is it has to be relevant. So what do I mean by relevant? I mean it has to be exciting, it has to be compelling, it has to be in line with your core values and who you are. So sometimes people set goals and they work on their goal very hard for a couple of years, or 5 years, or 10 years, and one day they beat their goal. And what happens? Nothing. They think they're going to be happy and they're not. So that's a big trap that you want to avoid. You want to make sure your goal is exciting. Not only the end result, but also the process of your goal. Working on your goal every day has to be exciting. The fifth point, you want your goal to be time-bound. You want to have a deadline. As Napoleon Hill once said, a goal is a dream with a deadline. So you need to have a deadline for your goal. Otherwise, it is just a fantasy, a dream. So again, don't be too optimistic. I recommend you to even double your time frame. So if you think you're going to achieve a goal within a year, you give yourself 2 years to achieve that goal. So that's basically the SMART goal methodology. So I hope you can see how powerful that is. But I would like to talk about a more powerful way to set goals. That's what I called the smartest goal. So basically I added E, S, and T to SMART. So E stands for emotionally sustainable. So what do I mean by that? Oftentimes when you set a goal and you fail to achieve it, you give up, or you get depressed or disappointed. And what emotionally sustainable means, it means that when you set a goal, you take time beforehand to think about the worst case scenario, to think about what can happen, what can go wrong, and you write it down, and you prepare your mind for it, you prepare yourself for it, so that when bad things happen to you, you are not that impacted. You are ready to keep working on your goal. So that's a very important process, a very important step when you set goals, to prepare your mind for the worst thing that may happen. Then S is strategize, because when you have a goal, you also need to have a strategy. How are you going to achieve that goal? Are you going to find a coach? Are you going to find an expert? Are you going to join a specific group? Are you going to work on a specific skills that will allow you to achieve your goal? So basically, it's everything you need to do in order to make sure that you will achieve that goal. That's your strategy. And again, it's a very important process when you set goals. Because if you don't do that, you're going to waste a lot of time. And the goal of taking time to do that is really to reduce your learning curve and to think of how can I achieve my goals as fast as possible. Then you have the T, which is transferred to the subconscious. So as I already mentioned, subconscious mind is very powerful. But sometimes you have limiting beliefs, mental blocks. Maybe you think you're not good enough, not worthy enough, not smart enough, not talented enough. And it prevents you from achieving your goals. So you want to make sure that you take some time to find out your limiting beliefs, to work on them, so that you can overcome them and achieve your goals. So I will give you a link to my article on how to overcome limiting beliefs to help you with that. So that's the smartest goal. So again, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, emotionally sustainable, strategize, and transferred to the subconscious. And if you use these steps when you set your goals, you should be able to achieve most of your goals. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like it, leave me a comment below, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.